Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ursel de Cruz, and welcome to the podcast, Career Conversations. The aim of the show is to help students choose different careers. Today's show is about real estate, and I'm joined by Mr. Faris Hayek, leading real estate professional in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Mr. Faris is an executive director at Century 21. So, without further ado, let's take a deep dive in today's topic. So, Mr. Faris, what would someone in your profession generally do?
Thank you, Ursel. So I'm an executive director of Century 21. So I take up a leadership position at the company, but I also I'm a professional in valuations, valuing properties. I am licensed in the Kingdom of Bahrain under the Real Estate Regulatory Authority, as well as a member of the RICS. Someone in my profession generally, from a professional point of view, takes on valuation projects, assessing various types of real estate around the Kingdom of Bahrain, both in residential and in commercial, and sometimes in other elements of the real estate industry. So my day-to-day is entails some valuation work, as well as managing the day-to-day operations of the firm as a whole. Century 21 also does specialize in property management, as well as real estate brokerage, and finally, real estate valuation.
So, being in the career of real estate, what made you decide to pursue this particular profession?
Well, it was an interest of mine. Real estate is a large component of investments in, I guess, anywhere geographically. My partners and I were interested in the opportunity to get into the service of real estate, meaning providing services to the industry. And it was also just right timing, opportunity to purchase a branded franchise such as Century 21 for the region. And one thing led to another, and we established the firm in Bahrain in 2004, and we've grown slowly but surely, and we now occupy a good percentage of the market share in the real estate services of Bahrain.
And to lead you to this position, what would you say like the subjects you had to choose in college to help you get to this profession at this point of time?
Sure. So my undergraduate was in economics and finance. It's a very good basis to start with. Economics gives you a good breadth of understanding of basic, market indicators, looking at macro and micro indicators of the economy, locally, regionally, and internationally. Finance naturally is a subject everyone should have basic knowledge on. Going into even accounting and learning how to read financial statements gives you a good basis on understanding how to navigate both in my profession and other professions. So as a valuation professional, a lot of my evaluation projects do take into account financial statements of various companies and operating businesses in order to value a property or what it's capable of extracting value from that business. So I started with an undergraduate degree in economics and finance. I later did a master's in business administration, which is an MBA. It was a more entrepreneurial focused master's degree, which gives me further tools to think outside the box, to think of how to grow my own business, strategic leadership, from organizational culture to marketing, etc. And then finally, personally, I lately took the course of becoming a member of the RICS, and that was a 2-year pathway for me to get accredited and through the RICS program. But one could also master in real estate directly from university, and that would pre-qualify to becoming a member of the RICS. I mention RICS because it is the international body that trains and accredits the real estate experts. So if someone was interested to get into the real estate industry, RICS is a very important pathway to consider.
Well, I'm sure our viewers will find that very helpful information. Carrying on, how did your working career progress after doing these subjects at uni?
Well, for me personally, taking on the decision to go through becoming a member of RICS was organic. It was natural in the country's progression in becoming in professionalizing the profession. So the Real Estate Regulatory Authority was recently established in Bahrain. I could ballpark it at probably 4 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. So pre 4 years ago, there was no real estate regulatory authority, and anyone could just come into the game, learn a bit of background, and do some valuation work. But since the establishment of RERA, it was enforced on all valuation professionals to take basic knowledge tests to see where each one fits into the skill set. And furthermore, because of the regulatory authority enforcing these license training courses in Bahrain, I decided to also advance that and go forth with seeking a membership of RICS. So it organically it just happened to be where Bahrain did not follow any strict regulation, and then eventually did adopt that policy. So it was just an organic progression for me.
And what would you say is the necessary expertise or the most critical skill for someone to have within this particular field?
Oh, in any field that you're facing, that you're dealing with customers, definitely customer service is a very good skill to have. That's not something that you could become an expert in. It's either something you enjoy, providing or not. But other than that, I mean, from an academic point of view, mathematics, economics, finance, those are the three sort of skill sets that one could dive deep into and learning for someone in my position.
And so, Mr. Faris, if someone was keen to get into this particular field, what words of advice would you give them?
So, for me, I would recommend that someone studies the core courses that I mentioned, enhances their communication skills, gains market knowledge. Economics is a very key component of understanding the way things work, watching trends in the industry. Those are provided by looking at economic indicators. So if one wanted to be in my profession or any part of the real estate industry, it's looking out for market trends and placing yourself ahead of market trends, knowing when there will be dips in the market. So positioning yourself on the right time to get out, the right time to get into the real estate market. Just like any other market in the world, there are ups and downs. So timing is right. So being knowledgeable of trends and overall is key, and being knowledgeable. Taking the right courses in university that point you towards knowledge of real estate, knowledge of valuation of real estate, understanding commercial real estate and residential real estate, are courses that you can focus on in university, so that you'll get to a position of making a play in the real estate industry.
Well, I'm sure that the viewers will find these tips very helpful. And thank you for your time, Mr. Faris. And thank you
Thank
to
you.
the viewers for watching.
Thank you so much for your time. Wish you all the best.